Hey, Rage in the Cage fans, it's Kimber Schaefer, and an exciting weekend is coming your way. It's all going down. The Summer Showdown is going down August 6th. That's a Friday. That's Roll in the Cage, followed by Rage in the Cage on Saturday. And so you're switching things up this time. This is Glenn Woods, everyone, and you have fought for Rage in the Cage previously.
Yeah, I have.
But now, will this be your first time on a Roll in the Cage card?
Yeah, it's my first time really in a grappling match. So I've done judo matches, I've done MMA, but I've never actually done just a strictly grappling match. So.
Well, what an honor. So glad that you chose Roll in the Cage to further your career and in a grappling match. This is a 245, 255 blue belt, no gi grappling match, and you're facing Oscar Delcid, who I interviewed a little bit earlier this evening.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, he'd given up a few years on him, but.
Well, just a few. You were just mentioning that you just became a grandpa.
That's right. That's right. Just had my first grandchild. Matter of fact, it's what I was saying a while ago, that her mother said probably the first words the girl ever heard was her mother yelling at the TV whenever I was fighting in December for you guys. So.
Oh, well, what a blessing then. She got to be a Rage fan like from day one.
Yeah, and all the way in the womb, and even to this day, she always kept her hands up, so I was proud of her.
You're training them well, man. From day one, they're being trained the right way.
Yeah.
So, and we won't mention your name unless your age, unless you want to.
No, I'm fine with it.
53.
Yeah.
And you are an inspiration to so many that you're never too old to, fulfill your dreams. I mean, really, it speaks to all of us in everyday life, not just in MMA, because, how many of us go through life and we don't do what we really wanted to do. I mean, heck, I did that when I was younger. I gave up on my career, when I was still young. Of course, I gave up to get married and have kids, but still, sometimes I regret that move. I think, gosh, why did I do that? But I'm getting to do it now, and I enjoy working in media and stuff, and I'm glad that I finally was able to find something that I could do and still be a mom. So congratulations to you on making that happen, and tell me about your first experience in the cage.
It was just an absolute blast. I mean, there was a lot of people that really worked hard to make that happen, because we were on 3 or 4 different cards, and with the COVID it kept getting canceled. So John and I were both preparing for 6 months for that, and hats off to John. Got a ton of respect for the man. He's 60 years old, and he stepped in there with me, and laid it on the line. And tough dude, hell of an athlete. I was just hungry that night and wanted it more. And but it was probably one of the highlights of my life, stepping in there and doing that. Just I tell people it's hard to explain, and most of the fighters will know. Is like I was nervous and I was hyped up, and intense, and the cage door closed and I heard the latch, and it's just calmness came over me. It's like, okay, I know what I'm here to do,
Wow, that's impressive. So many people do the opposite. It's like, oh, what did I just do? So,
yeah, my corner at the end of the first round came over and he set me down on the stool, and he come up and he said, all right, so how you feeling? And I said, I feel pretty good. And he leaned forward and looked me in the eye and like, okay, do I really believe you? Yeah, I think I do, and went on with it. So
I mean, the difference is you're in your 50s, and by that age you've seen about everything. You've been through about any battle a person can go through, and so things that might be difficult for somebody in their teens and 20s and maybe even early 30s, you've kind of been there, done that by that point. I think that may have played in your favor in that aspect. But man, they do put you through the ringer when it comes to, athletic commission and all the tests that you have to do.
Right.
And honestly, I feel like a little bit early at 40 years old. I mean, I still feel young, I don't know that I feel like I should have to go through all those extra tests, but once you turn 40 in MMA, there's a lot more testing you have to do.
And that's one reason I'm doing this, is I'm getting a lot of pressure to give up MMA for right now. I mean, for one thing, there's all the medical, and it expires after 6 months now. So it's a time consuming, it's a big cost. Well, then I also have a brain tumor that we discovered whenever I was getting ready for the MMA fight. So everybody's a little nervous about that. So
yeah, the testing that you got, is that what did it uncover that
yeah,
then?
yeah, the MRI that I had to have for the fight actually showed the brain tumor.
So you would not have known that otherwise.
Right.
Well, I mean, I guess that was a blessing, I guess, that at least you found out.
Right, yeah.
So, and you went through with the fight anyway, and you were allowed to go through with the fight anyway.
I went through radiation treatment during my fight camp.
Oh my word. Oh wow. Okay, well, I didn't know any of this stuff, or at least maybe I've forgotten since then.
I didn't want anybody to know at the time.
Yeah.
I got permission from, or got my doctors to sign off on it. The athletic commission didn't question it, and I didn't want anybody to know because I didn't want anybody to anybody to think there was a chink in my armor going in. So
yeah. Well, man, you've been through a lot then, and then just to be smiling at the other side. So, well, that's amazing to hear that you basically went through that during that time.
Yeah, it was interesting, but
oh, I bet. So all clear yet, or are you still going through treatment?
I mean, it's a benign brain tumor, so it's not like it's cancerous. It does grow, or it was growing though.
Yeah.
It's probably been there about 10 years, but it's only been giving me trouble for the last few.
Yeah.
So the radiation was to kill it, and time's going to tell what it's going to do. But I've been deaf in my right ear for several years, and that's the cause of it.
You just didn't know it at the
Right.
time. Wow, what a lot to go through. But you haven't let it stop you. You're coming back for the Roll in the Cage event, and this is your first time, as you said, in a grappling match.
Right.
So, I mean, this is just amazing that you're just not ready to hang it up, and you just want to do everything you can to be in that cage.
Yeah, it's there's just no feeling like it. I mean, there really isn't. I would, if it wasn't for all the complications, I would be doing MMA every month if I got a chance. So
Yeah.
this is another chance to get in there and do that, And like I said, if I'm not training, if I'm not working and getting better, then I don't know what I'd do with myself. So
Where are you training at?
I train, which you probably see some of my workouts and stuff at home. I've got a home gym. Then I coach judo and I train at Trinity Martial Arts, and then I train sheepdog jiu-jitsu with Blake Hayes.
Okay, well, wonderful. Is there anything about you that I didn't ask, or any shout outs or sponsors you want to mention before we wrap it up?
CKA Jiu-Jitsu just told me today that they wanted to sponsor me. LJ's Donuts, my buddy LJ in Locust Grove, she's always supporting me, and she's sponsored me, and she always has their posters up. And then my grandbaby Scarlett, and my daughter and son-in-law, Cheyenne and Chad. So.
Well, thank you guys all for loaning this guy to us and letting him train and make his dreams come true. And so we appreciate you, Glenn. We appreciate all your fans and family. Appreciate all the Rage Nation. You can get tickets from this guy, Glenn Viking Woods, any other fighter on the card for August 6th, which is Friday, which is Roll in the Cage, or August 7th, which is Rage in the Cage, or a combo ticket that gets you into the entire weekend of the Summer Showdown. So we will see you guys all August 6th or August 7th for Rage in the Cage action. Filled weekend, or of course you can catch us on Fight TV and get tickets at stubwire.com, and we'll see you there.